Hello, good morning, happy full moon. Let me go live on Facebook as well here. Bear with me. All right. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. I hope you guys are doing well. Blessed full moon to all of you. I know I'm a little late. Usually I get this going a day before, but it's been kind of a busy couple of days. And I'm not in the greatest of moods. I'm trying to snap out of it. I can't get into the reasons why right now, but I am going to be going live later tonight on Patreon and let you guys know what's going on. For now, we're going to do the full moon forecast. Okay. So we have a full moon going into effect in itself. It's in less than an hour at 11:38 a.m. Eastern or Pacific time and 2:38 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This is the second supermoon of the year, also called thunder moon or buck moon. Supermoons are just simply mean that they're closer to Earth's orbit and are usually more brighter and bigger to the naked eye. It's a perfect recipe for moon gazing tonight or last night. Last night I put my moon water out and whatnot. I might do it again tonight as well. So, hi Doris, how are you? Yes, long time no see. I hope you're doing well. Ignore the mess in the back. I am very grateful that I have the roof over my head. I'm grateful for the house I have, but it really isn't big enough. As you can see, there's crap everywhere right now, and it's just there's not enough storage. I'm actually getting ready to look into I need another shed so I could put more crap in it. Anyway, we're having a full moon today. So usually with Capricorn full moons, there's usually more news that comes from our government, which God, can we I can't even handle any more news from our government. Political figures come to light, Supreme Court and various government agencies make headlines. Now, the Christian conservative views hit an all-time high on a draconian level of stupidity. The headlines for the next few weeks are going to be filled with dramatic news, especially on those days of caution. You Patreons know those days. I'm not going to be giving those away anymore. Now, Pluto. Let's talk about Pluto, because that is the only planet left in Capricorn. Everything else has moved. And I know for the past couple of years, Capricorn's had it really, really tough because you've had so many planets in your first and second house. That is going away. Pluto's in its last breath. Okay, this is less than a year from now. Pluto goes into Aquarius. And then you're going to really see the new age of Aquarius take shape. But Pluto, the planet of death, drama, and transformation, is still in Capricorn. So it rules politics, control, structure, government, conservative values, and manipulation. And manipulation are in control through March 23rd, 2023. Once that planet moves on March 24th, 2023, transitions into the futuristic progressive sign of Aquarius, and it's going to remain there until January 19th, 2044. That is a long time. Now, usually Pluto is a generational planet, so it stays usually 12 to 15 years. Why is it staying over 20 years this time? It has to do, my understanding, because I've done some research on this, it actually has to do with the way the Earth's orbit is and how it's orbiting Earth. Remember, Pluto is the farthest planet out in our solar system. It takes a lot longer to orbit. And I'm no astronomer here, but that is why it's going in for 20 years plus. But It's also because there's a brief moment here where it's going to shift back into Capricorn. So let me finish explaining this. Pluto transits into a, I know this is confusing, so I'm going to read it really slow to you guys. Pluto transits into Aquarius March 24th, 2023, and it's going to remain there. However, Pluto does retrograde back into Capricorn on June 11th, 2023. And then it transits Aquarius on January 21st, 2024. This is just in time for the presidential election. So, everyone's talking about the 2022 election. Good morning, Pam. How are you? Everyone's talking about the 2022 election, which is vital and it's important. But the 2024 one's going to be an interesting one too, especially with Pluto retrograding back into Capricorn. This kind of means that any bullshit and cleanup that this planet is doing now is going to go back and finish its job of things, the corruption, the deceit, the wake-up calls. And this is all happening under the umbrella of the dragon's tail sitting in Scorpio. Okay. June 11th, 2023, when it retrogrades back into Capricorn, there are a few more months left of the dragon's tail sitting in Scorpio. Then it jumps. July 18th, 2023, it jumps into a Aries Libra tail. I'll explain more about that as we get closer. Let's see. I know politics. I just can't take it anymore. I've always been told, not just by my astrology teacher, but by a Native American friend of mine who taught me. He didn't teach me any shamanism or anything like that, but he taught me life lessons. Let's just put it at that. The two evils that plague this world and always have for the last 500 years is politics and religion. Okay. Politics and government is where religion was birthed. Contrary to what that Boebert woman says, that the church controls the government, that is not true. Never has been. Okay. 1,000 years ago, it still stayed in place. Government and politics erected religion. Just look to the Roman Empire and you could see. But we know she failed history class, so that's okay. Anyway, that was my little spiel on Pluto. I know it's a little bit confusing. And it was kind of confusing for me writing it up. I had to keep going back and forth to the FMARS calendar going, oh my God, it's shifting. Anyway, January 21st, 2024 signals the next 2 decades of advanced technologies. I mean, it's going to just explode. Space travel, thinking in higher consciousness, technology. I guarantee you cars will hover. They already are. They just aren't given to the general public. But you're going to see advancements in technologies, sciences, that are just going to blow your mind. You know, the technology is just going to go nuts. I'm looking forward to it. The next 20 years look promising in technology wise. We are in volatile times though. Pluto's last turn in Aquarius was in 1778 and it ran all the way through 1798. This brought progressive changes, especially to the Americas, socially, economically, and created a democracy. This is also where revolutions are born, as in order for rebellious Aquarius to progress, it will use its Uranic powers and tear it all down, shockingly, if it needs to prove its point. So in 10 years from now, Donald Trump and his regime and his little posse of thugs is going to be a bad dream. It's just he's going to go down in history books as disgraced, and it's going to come to an end, and it's going to be a big nightmare that the American people had to go through. It'll be in our history books. Everything that you're dealing with now and 10 years from now will go away. Okay. Please remember, Aquarius is progressive. So this shit show that's happening with our LGBTQ community and these conservatives hunting for them, that's going to come to an end. Okay. Things are changing. There's going to be a new sheriff in town, so to speak. Is in a horrible state right now, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. We're not, I've said this before, we're not even at the zenith of this energy. I'm going to share it with Patreon. I'm going to post something later tonight for you guys to show you exactly what's happening and how things are manifesting through the news. Now, the full moon in Capricorn on a personal level is going to be all about government decisions, our accomplishments, career, public image, and dealings with father or father figures sometimes come to the surface. This energy focuses on people starting and ending new jobs. Some will get promoted, fired, or even laid off. Businesses can go under or have business breakups where partnerships, people break up. One thing Capricorn is all about is tearing down what doesn't work and rebuilding it bigger and better. That's the positive side of Capricorn, restructuring to build it bigger and better for the people. The negative side, and there's always a positive and a negative, is that Capricorn does break it all down and rebuild it, but is very prone to rebuilding it bigger and better on the back history of the United States, which was founded with a Pluto and Capricorn. And this country was built on the backs of the POC community. That is a hard pill for the American people to swallow, but you're going to have to swallow it, accept it, and progress forward from it. Once we can accept what has been done, then we can heal. This is a statement made by a friend of mine, Chief Sony Reyna, said this to me once. The best way for the United States of America to progress forward is to accept the atrocities that they have done to their indigenous and their POC communities, learn from those mistakes, heal, have remorse, and progress forward. He said this to me about 10 years ago, and it still rings true today. So those are the positive and negatives of Capricorn. And like I said, Capricorn's great at rebuilding and restructuring for the betterment of a society. But we're in the last breath of Capricorn and Pluto. So it's really all about walking on the backs of others. A negative Capricorn wants you to pay taxes, but he refuses or she refuses to pay taxes. That's the negative side of Capricorn. Snobbery. And unfortunately, Capricorn is the sign that is more prone to indoctrinations and actually more prone to addictions. Libra is the other one. Those are the two signs in the zodiac that are very prone to being indoctrinated by religions or cults, or having addictions to certain things, drugs, alcohol, things like that. So, but not all Capricorns and Libras are like that. Okay. What else can I say about this? Pluto and Capricorn, like I said, it's coming full circle this year, and it is a year with its tyranny, as you can see what's happening. with the justice system, with the Roe versus Wade, and as of just, I believe it's yesterday, Oklahoma versus Castro Huerta. The Supreme Court has overturned that. This is the Native American Act, okay? And so this is bigger than just abortion. They're coming for the LGBTQ community. They're going to turn over the 1978 Native American Children's Act. Uh, the, it's I don't know what to say. I'm just in shock in some ways, but in some ways I'm not in shock because I knew this dragon coming. It was not going to be one for the faint, you know. For my magical folk, any spell work for finding a new career or dealing with better job opportunities, positions of authority, organization, ambition work very well under these stars. Any sort of healing rituals you want to do for the knees, the bones, the teeth, and the skin are always going to be blessed under Capricorn moon energies, because that's what they rule on the astrological Medi aspect. Now, full moon in Capricorn is also the perfect time to connect with the morning star. You can see him at about 5 a.m., between 3 and 6 a.m. in the morning in the eastern sky, or you can see him in the western sky certain times of the year. I believe it's between 6 and 9 p.m. This is called the morning star. It's also blessed under, they call it Lucifer, the Lucifer star in some way. This is his moon as well, hence why the Christians subconsciously chose the goat as the head of evil or the head of the devil. When you get that devil card in your tarot, most people go, oh my God. It really isn't as negative as people think. That's an indoctrination we've all had. Even when I first started this, every time I got that card, I'm like, oh shit. The devil card is about liberation. It's about higher consciousness. It's about deep spiritual, metaphysical knowledge. It's also about being warned not to be used and abused when you get that card. It doesn't mean the devil's riding your ass or anything like that. Quite contrary to that. So when I talk about the morning star, Lucifer, this is his moon, and that energy liberates us from fears and indoctrinations. He makes us think for ourselves. He makes us think outside the box to study deep metaphysical knowledge, like I just said. And this is just my opinion, okay? This is just my opinion, and I don't expect you all to agree with me. This is just the conclusion I've come up with. What I'm seeing right now on the news and with people and with pastors getting up on the pulpit and telling their congregation to execute gay people and to do this and to do that and to start burning witches again and women who don't behave and step out of line. I am actually almost 95% convinced that the Luciferian gods are the ones that are the gods of good. And I believe everything is reversed, and the Christian God is the God of evil. But that is strictly my own opinion. And I'm actually conclusion about a month or two ago, and bringing that to the general public. And I'm not going to lie to you, it took me watching a show on that channel, Forbidden Knowledge, to say this to all of you, because in one of his clips, he brings this up. He says, what if the Sumerian gods that split, one was God and one was Lucifer, Enel and Enki, what if those two are reversed And it's really the Christian God that is evil and satanic and unloving and unkind. And maybe everything is reversed. Maybe we've been living in the upside down this whole time. Soon as I heard them say it on Forbidden Knowledge, I sat there going, okay, I'm not the only one that's thinking outside the box right now. And that pains me to say that, but I'm thinking it might be true. Like I said, that's just strictly my own opinion. Now, you'll have to go to my website and retrieve it from the newsletter because I didn't make it public on YouTube. It's for subscribers only. So if you subscribe to my website, which is free, and you go into the forecast, there is a full moon tarot reading I did. I did a 3-card spread using the Witch's Tarot. But I pulled the last card with my occult tarot. I figured I might as well use the demon cards. We're in dark times, right? Let's use darker cards for darker times. So you can go in there and look at the full moon tarot. Like I said, it's unsubscribed on YouTube. So it's not, if you go to my YouTube channel, you won't see it. You actually have to go into my website to pick it up. And I'm doing that there's a method to my madness. I'm really kind of sick of, I'm really sick and tired of men, to be honest. That's what my issue is. I'm dealing with it on TikTok, being put down by men who think they know everything and think they know better than everyone. I deal with it in the witch community. I deal with it in the esoteric community. I deal with it in the astrology community. And I'm fucking sick of it. Pardon my French. I'm just sick of it. I've had it. So I decided to make this a little more taboo and a little more harder to obtain. It won't become public. But if you're on my website and you follow my website, you'll be able to get that. Patreon already has it. They got it a week ago. I did this a week ago. So I do encourage you to go to astrologywitch.com, look for the full moon tarot, and look at it. It's disturbingly accurate and frightening what I pulled. So let me end on this. This is going to be a short and sweet video. These next few weeks are going to be all about politics, and more politics, and government issues. It is best to take some downtime these next 2 weeks from the worldly matters that are happening within the media. Do something fun. Start painting, read a book, go for a walk, take a hike, go swimming. Do something that gets you away from the TV, away from the media, where you're going to feed into fears. Because these next 2 weeks are going to be kind of, if you think the conservatives haven't stooped low enough, that you ain't seen, they're going lower. They're going to stoop even lower. Just take some time to chill out. Take time for you there. Okay? Now, because Capricorn full moons have a tendency to make us more depressed, especially if you have a strong Capricorn placement in your chart. Myself included, I am Capricorn. I have a Sun, I have a Mercury, and I have a Venus in there. I have a stellium of Capricorn. If you have a rising in Capricorn, a moon in Capricorn, and ascending in Capricorn, you're going to feel this energy. And it's ruled by Saturn, which rules, it is the great malefic. It's not a benefic planet. It's a malefic planet. It is the planet of witches, but it's also where fear, phobia, disease, and depression come from. So we are going to feel more melancholy these next couple of weeks. So that's why I'm telling you all, because I see what the stars bring. Try and get out in nature a little bit, somewhere. It doesn't mean go for a hike. Drive around the beach if you're near an ocean. Go to the lake. Go to the river. Hell, just sit in the yard. and read a book, but don't listen to the news. Saturn is a negative. Saturn in its negative is karma, it's fear, it's depression, like I said. So focus on the positives that Saturn and Capricorn have to offer, like good karma, logic, reason, practical, structure, discipline, loyalty. These are all the good aspects of Capricorn compared to the negative ones. Now, I'm going to leave you with this because I've looked into the future with my software, okay? It gets better. It gets better. There is hope for a better future. Once eclipse season begins around October, November, be prepared, buckle up, because hell's fury is coming for all of those who spewed hatred, conspiracy theories that were so off the wall, they were complete bullshit, that spewed racism, that created fears and indoctrinations into people, and completely insane crowds of spiritually unconscious souls running around. And I'm seeing the paranormal. I'm convinced that the paranormal community, your community, is the most spiritually unconscious group of people ever. There's ego. Most of them are on the right wing side, so they cram their religion down your throat. Do you ever hear of a Satanist or a witch getting possessed by anything? I have never heard this. It's usually the indoctrinated Christians that get possessed. I'm starting to think that the reason that this happens is because some of you go into these hunts as religious zealots, thinking you're gonna take control of the spirits. And then you go in there and have this bad reaction because you're a prick and an asshole when you go in there. I've seen the way some of you talk to the dead when you go on your little paranormal hunts. And let me tell you something. If I was a spirit and you talked to me like that, I'd haunt the living fuck out of you. I already avoid the news in depth. Only read the headlines in the morning, then off. That's what I do. I do the same thing. I grab my coffee, I grab my cell phone, and I look at the news, the brief headlines, and then I'm done for the day. I don't sit there and read it and read it and read it and read it because I'll go insane. My mother was doing that for a while, and I finally told her her countenance was changing, and I'm like, "What's going on here?" And she goes, "The news. I just can't take the news." And I'm like, "Okay, you got to stop looking at the news." And once she did that, the psyche was better. So the news is great, but it also could be detrimental to our psyche. So yes, there's a hell's fury is coming for a great many of you, and I'm actually done going on radio shows where you want me to say what you want to hear, not what I see in the stars. I'm fed up with that shit, and I'm not going to be going on any more right-wing radio shows because I don't know how to say this in a nice way. I'm not being true to myself doing that. Yes, I want to go on shows and show the world um, the gift of astrology and the message that is and the stars, but I can't go and do that anymore with a community that wants to kill gay people, that wants to burn witches. I simply cannot go and deal with a community that is for that. Okay. Um, and I'm not going to do it anymore. So those of you that are listening to me that have either a paranormal or spiritual radio shows, and you steered very much to a right hand path where you want to violate rights of other people, you can forget it. I'm done giving that knowledge to people. I know I'm having an epiphany today. Okay. You know why, since you know what's going on, and I'm going to explain it to Patreon later this evening. I slept on it, and I got a lot of downloads in my sleep about things. So I'm Capricorn. This is my moon. Okay. So this full moon is right on me. This is about, for me, it's about wake up calls. It's about an epiphanies. This is right on myself, my soul's purpose. I'm done taking shit from certain people and certain communities. And I'll tell you, once Capricorn has had enough, Capricorn has had enough. And the fucking horns are out. And I'm done. I'm done with men in this community, especially the men. I don't really have any beef with the women in this community. It's the men in this community that I am done with. Fuck off or get out of my way, because I will slay you. Just step aside. You've done enough damage. It's time to let the ladies take over and take care of things, because I'm done. Anyway. So yes, I will not be doing any more radio shows that are not in the best interest of humanity. Those ones that hide behind a facade of indoctrinations from your Christianity, from your right-wing conservative viewpoints. I will no longer be going on those shows. I'm out right now, but I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. I don't want to be a part of your little paranormal circle. In fact, I find witches make 100 times better paranormal investigators. Now, reason why? Because we are tapped into the underworld. It's our God-given gift. The goddess has given us this intuition. We're more intuitive. We're more in tune with the underworld and the spirit world. When I do investigations, I don't command a spirit to speak to me. I speak very kindly to it, very nicely. And then there's the whole thing. I'm sick of the whole thing where you get a aggressive spirit and you go running. Oh my God, it's a demon. Not everything is a demon. Okay. Yes, it's possible. But not everything is a demon. I guarantee you, when I die, I'm going to be a very aggressive spirit. Ma. What else am I going to say? Anyway, there is a wake-up call coming for that whole group of people, okay? That incited violence, that pushed conspiracy theories. And I mean, there were conspiracies being resurrected that happened, like I heard 20 years ago, being resurrected with just different names being put in. Like I said, if you're a QAnon supporter, my channel is not for you. Get off. And they push these conspiracy theories and really created a clusterfuck of insanity to a crowd of spiritually unconscious people. Those are the people that their days are numbered, and it is written in the stars. Okay. Even my own mother, who's religious, had told me one day, I'm convinced, because, she reads her Bible every day. I'm convinced that they, in the Bible, it talks about the mark of the beast. And she's convinced that was people wearing those Trump hats. You guys are wearing the mark of the beast. Okay. A Scorpio dragon's tail will strike. And the sting, when it's ready, is going to be a deadly blow to the GOP party, the Conservative Party, the SCOTUS Party. Now, I'm not saying this in a political fashion. I'm actually literally looking at the stars going, holy crap, it's going to be a conservative's nightmare. It's going to be a big blow. You go look at my tarot reading I did, okay? The middle card reversed. The middle card upright is bad on its own. You get that in reverse, and mamma mia. Uh, just keep watching. Uh, I think there's going to be impeachments for SCOTUS. I'm hoping it's only that, and it's nothing far worse. Now, this is a wake-up call for the Democrats too, because I don't care whether you're Democrat or Republican. You're both part of a two-headed, one-party system, and it's the next generation that's going to actually see this and clean that shit up in office. So there's going to be a deadly blow coming with all of this. Especially the conservative right and the religious right who want to infringe their indoctrinations on us. They're going to lose, as I put in my newsletter, bigly. That is the end of it. I hope and wish you all have a very safe next few weeks, and you guys enjoy. Not all of it's going to be bad, but we are in a waning moon phase after today. So it's not about starting new projects. It's really about cleanup, contemplation, and getting ready for that next new moon, which is, I believe, July 28th, and it is in Leo. So it's that moon. That new moon is going to be more of a hedonistic moon. And that means we are going to want to get out and celebrate, and have drink wine and have good dinners and get out and enjoy. Get out and it's about joy and fun. I have a list of who I am going to haunt when I die. I do too. I do too. Isn't that funny? No, I know exactly who I'm going for. I'm gonna be like in that movie Ghost, where they're in the steamy bathroom and he writes in the steam, "Boo." That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do shit like that. Anyway, that is your new moon or your full moon forecast. The new moon coming at the end of the month is going to be much better. We'll be in a better state of mind. But these next 2 weeks are going to be brutal. And I do apologize for going on a little rant. I've been dealing with a lot these last 24 hours. And it really is a wake-up call for me too, and what path I'm supposed to take. But I am going to leave you with this. If I don't take action on what I'm dealing with now, this method of astrology could be lost forever. Because what I'm dealing with is too from the Pluto and Leo generation, the baby boomer generation, that wants women to shut up, sit down, and listen to them. I'm not taking that shit no more. So that's where I'm at here. I'm working very hard to keep this method of astrology alive. There's less than 1% of us who practice this method. They're even aware of this method, and I'm trying very hard to keep it alive. So I need all of you out there to send me some good, positive energy that I can slay this dragon that I'm dealing with. And I'll explain more to Patreon, because that's the only platform I really feel comfortable opening up to. And Patreon, be prepared in the next couple of days. I'm working on a couple of things for all of you, even the mother tier and the crone tier. You guys are going to be getting a little list of the moon energies, each month, buck moon, this moon, that moon, and what they represent. And then that'll be for both mother and maiden, or mother and crone. And then the other one is going to be our lords. That's going to be only for the crone, because that's the one that's working with magic. I'm going to show you how working with our lords can intensify your magic. Okay. I think that's about it. Let me go into the chat here. Doris, it's been a real pleasure. I hope you have a good rest of your week, and thank you for tuning. All of you out there, hi Gail. I hope you're doing well, and Pam, thanks for tuning. I know it's short and sweet. Like I said, I'm not in the greatest of moods today, and I got to go pick up my laptop, which is a sore subject with me at the moment. Anyway, I'll be back on here in a day or two. I do have a witch's box haul to show you. I'm probably going to pre-record that since it seems to do better pre-recorded, but I did want to check in and just let you know that I'm around. I just been kind of hectic and probably won't do recording the rest of the day because I'm getting a weather forecast that at about noon I'm getting a 5-hour monsoon storm coming. So I don't think it'll be recording very well if I do that. So anyway, all of you out there, have a very wonderful full moon. Try not to let the Saturnian energy get to you, meaning don't focus on being too depressed. Stay away from the news, and you should all be fine. Get out in nature. Capricorn is an earth sign, so it rules nature, rules earth and the elements of earth. So going for a walk will do you a world of good. Um, Myself included. If it I can catch a walk, get a walk in before it rains, I might do that. But all of you out there, be safe, and have a great week. And I will be back soon. Ciao, you guys. Bye, Facebook. Bye, Pam. Bye, Gail. Doris. Have a good one. And all of you out there, be safe.